A video by the blabbering fool.
Are you clean right now?
Look at me. Duh. Drug tests don't lie.
When was the last time you did drugs?
Don't know. Don't care. Drug tests don't lie. Scoreboards don't lie.
You say you've cured yourself of addiction. You don't need AA. How have you done that?
I closed my eyes and made it so, with the power of my mind. Had to unload. 22 years of fiction. Just decided I don't believe that anymore and I know my own truth and that's just what I stand on right now.
What kind of fiction?
The fiction of AA. It's a silly book written by a broken down fool. Who was a plagiarist. They think it's a one-size-fits-all but it didn't fit me and I just got tired of subscribing to something with a 5% success rate. As a retired gambler, I need better odds than that, you know.
Did you turn to alcohol and other substances because you were bored?
No, I did that because they work.
Work to do what?
Just change the way you see things. Change the way you feel. When you're a little bit bored with the redundancy of certain aspects of your life, I think that's why people do them.
Did you feel out of control, a month or two ago? Do you feel more in control now?
Of course. Yeah, but I don't know if I would call it out of control. The choices I was making were not leading to the results I wanted, so I woke up and said, dude, you're 45 with 5 kids. Let's do something different. This thing is boring. I got bored. That's what happened.
You've been to rehab before. This time was in home. What is that? And why did it work this time?
Well, we couldn't really call it rehab because we didn't have a license to operate one. It was a crisis management center that we labeled the Sober Valley Lodge.
You labeled your house the Sober Valley Lodge?
Well, yeah, that's what it became.
So what happened?
We wouldn't allow a to be a part of it. We wouldn't allow a to contaminate Sober Valley Lodge. As a result, it achieved radical success.
People have said you're violent toward women. What do you say?
They don't know me, and the same people talking about those incidents weren't there. So how much can they really discuss the situation they were not involved with? At that point, it's all just judgment and opinion, just the gibberish of fools.
You want to rededicate yourself now to being a dad. Are you embarrassed your children will read about this?
God no, talk about an education. They're like, this. And that's the guy, and that's our dad. And we can get all the answers and the truth. Wow, winning. It's how you perceive it.
You've called into a lot of radio shows. We've all heard the tapes by now.
Passionate. Pretty passionate.
Some would say angry.
Passionate. I think my passion is misinterpreted as anger sometimes. I don't think people are ready for the message I'm delivering. Delivering with a sense of violent love.
You've been called an anti-Semite.
I know it's ridiculous.
Are you?
No, I've never had that in my past. You can look as deep and as far as you want. It's just not there because I'm not that guy. No. That's silliness.
You've told me you're at war with them now. What's the war?
Well, the war is that they are trying to destroy my family, and so I take great umbrage with that. And defeat is not an option. They picked a fight with a Warlock.
How are they trying to destroy your family?
Trying to take all my money, and leave me with no means to support my family. It's not rocket science, you know.
How do you plan on winning that war?
With zeal and focus and violent hatred. You either love or you hate. You live in the middle. You get nothing.
Didn't CBS have a right to shut your show down? They've been reading about you partying all hours of the night, taking drugs, abusing alcohol. It's their show.
Epic behavior. No, because, after reading about this, then they observe a guy hitting every mark, nailing every line, every joke, with a full house, screaming.
Ever miss a day of work?
Not a day that cost anybody any money. I missed practice. Talking about practice. To quote the great Allen Iverson, practice. Come on guys, we're talking about practice.
If Chuck Lorre was watching right now, and I imagine he probably is.
He should be.
What do you want to say to him?
It's funny you asked. I have my questions right here, because Chuck is the only man in the known universe who can answer these. People are begging for an answer to these questions. Chuck number 1. Why is it when I was ready to return to work you told me there are no scripts ready to shoot? This obviously begs the second part of the question. What would we have shot had you not ordered the suits into my home to shut down my party?
So you're saying he didn't write any scripts to even shoot a show?
I can speak for him. I'm just putting these out there because I think they warrant an explanation. Clearly he didn't bring them for everyone. Okay, number 2. Why is it you issued a decree informing me that the remaining 8 shows of season 8 had been reduced down to 4? I don't recall getting a vote on this, by the way, stating as well that season 8, our highest rated season to date. Most shows are in decline by then and headed towards Will and Graceville, was suddenly to halt production 2 weeks earlier than scheduled. You're the only man that can answer this. You have to remind these people. 3. When you were told that the crew would suffer gravely as a result of your dictatorial laziness, would you please explain what you meant by your statement, quote, "They are not my problem," end quote. I'm sure there are like 120 some odd people that would love to hear the answer to that. Right out of here, Chuck. This is in fact your handbook for living. I direct your attention to page 417. You know what's coming. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I can accept that person, place, thing or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be. At this moment, accept me, Chuck.
A lot of your fans have been worried about you.
I'm fine. I've always had a plan and I've always executed it perfectly. I just overshoot the mark sometimes. Whatever.
How do you avoid slipping back?
I don't know. I just won't do it. I will not believe that if I do something that I have to follow a certain path, because it was written. And it was written for normal people. People that aren't special. People that don't have tiger blood. And Adonis DNA.
Strong people have relapsed.
Fools, trolls, weak, defeated. They allow defeat to be an option. I will not. I'm not saying I will never have champagne or wine. Those are things you celebrate with. I have no interest in cocaine.
What's next for you? How do you convince a producer to take you back?
Well, first of all, come Wednesday morning, they're going to rename it Charlie Brothers and not Warner Brothers. Duh. Winning. And it's not convincing anybody. It's like, guys, IMDb, right there. 62 movies, a ton of success. Come on, bro. I won Best Picture at 20, wasn't even trying, wasn't even warm. I've got Roman Coppola with a brilliant script. I've got Major League 3.
You have offers?
Yeah, they're so excited I might be available, because I haven't been for 8 years.
Do you want to do TV or movies?
I will do both. I will finish the TV show, I'll even do season 10, but at this point, because of psychological distress, oh my god, it's $3 million an episode, take it or leave it. Everybody thinks I should be begging for my job back, and I'm just going to forewarn them that it's everybody else that's going to be begging me for their job back. That's how I roll. Period. The end.
Do you owe CBS an apology?
No, they owe me a big one, publicly, while licking my feet. People think I'm insane or what I'm saying isn't true. I have no interest in their retarded opinions. I really don't. I'm going to live my life the way I want. Win inside of every moment. And they can just find the most comfortable chair in their small house and sit back and enjoy the show.
Thanks for coming today.